Hello, everyone. It's Monday. Weird how that works. And that means it's Monday night indeed. So, might as well get into the nitty-gritty of it. We have Corporate Life Simulator. It's about zombies. Somewhat. Maybe. No one really knows. With developer Nick is going to be joining us for that as well. That's going to be fantastic. He's a pretty pimpin' dude, so expect to have a walk on the wild side with him. Next we have Eternium, which is like the best way I could sort of describe it. If I had to put words into it, it'd be like a like an anime influenced free space where you play as a pilot in space shooting other pilots in space. Yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's really detailed. So then at starting at 9 PM, we have From the Depths, which is another type of shooter, I guess. But in this one, you can build entire ships, planes, and submarines, and sort of like go into combat with each other. I played a little bit of it, and it is really, really sort of technical. Like, you're building like complete engines and stuff like that. I'm probably going to struggle with it, to be honest with you, but it looks really good. It looks like a lot of fun. So the developer has actually given me a lot of what's the word? Pre-built ships that we can tool around with, because I will be unable to build anything good, guaranteed. I just do not have the engine knowledge to do something like that. Lastly, Ultimate General Gettysburg. And again, developer Nick, not the same Nick, a different Nick, is going to be joining us for that. A little bit of history there. The guy who makes this game also makes some really, really detailed and really popular modifications for the Total War series, called Darth Mod stuff. So, you know, if you've ever played any of that sort of stuff, expect it here. I've heard that this game is incredibly difficult, but at least I'll have Nick there to sort of guide me through, because I'm terrible at real-time strategies. Let's be honest there. They're not my best. They're not my strongest suit, in particular. All right, so we're just about 7 o'clock now, so we might as well get started. I'm going to call Nick in. The first Nick, not the second Nick, and we'll get started on this game. Here we go. Nick!
Hello!
Hello! How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Fantastic. So, while I get set up here, why don't you tell everyone playing at home what exactly Corporate Life Simulator is, because I don't think I even know, and I've finished the game before, so...
It's a zombie killing game that's not about zombies.
Yeah. That's really the only way to describe it, I think. The least zombie-influenced game I've ever seen, even though it completely is about killing zombies that has no zombies in it.
Zombies, yeah.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
It is very confusing, but at the same time, it's hella neat. Like, when I played it the first time, I'm like, God, I gotta give an award to this game. But there's so many games that I gotta give awards to this year, and it basically ended up being... I had to single out the music, because the music was just absolutely phenomenal. And you guys are about to listen to it right now. Yeah. Listen to that fat beat. Oh my god. So, I really like this game, and it used to be called Zombies with a full stop at the end. But now it's called Corporate Life Simulator, and I have a feeling I know why you did that. Is that because when people Googled it, they couldn't find it?
Absolutely could not find it. I thought I was being clever.
Yeah.
But full stop, because I thought search engines would, you know, respect the full stop. But no, they don't. They don't.
They really don't. So, Corporate Life Simulator, and you brought out brand new expansion. So, for everyone who's already finished the game, like myself, what can we expect from the new update?
Well, if you played zombies, you will notice that the boss fights were pretty lame.
Yep.
They basically just shot at you. So I improved the boss fights pretty much across the board. There was like 4 new levels, some new tile sets, new music, new weapons, some more fun weapons. What else? There's a bunch of Easter eggs, which nobody has found any of them so far, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe they're too hard to find.
Maybe they are. Let's turn it up a little bit.
But, yeah, I mean, that's about it. And the name change, obviously.
Alright, dude. See you later, Ted.
And some fixes.
Yeah. Oh, let's just listen to the intro, because the voice acting is ridiculous.
Being zombies? Check out Ted.
Is he eating a human being?
I think he's definitely eating a human being.
HR is going to be all over that.
I know, right? Hey, look at that. Board meeting just got out.
That's a lot of blood. Why is the entire board of directors covered in blood?
I bet they charge the dry cleaning bill to the corporation, too. Jerks. Hey, do you think...
This is actually my coworker.
Oh, yeah?
There's something you don't
are you
see.
actually a tie, like a neck and tie sort of man?
Oh, no.
No?
Avenge me!
Seriously?
We worked in the same cubicle for 7 years.
God, it gets me every time.
You're not going to avenge me?
I mean, I got this report to do, so...
Okay. Alright. So, I gotta ask, like, what drove you to make something like this? This is just probably one of the most ridiculous zombie games I've ever played in my life. And lo and behold, I've played a lot of fucking zombie games, because there's a lot of them.
It's based on real events.
Oh yeah? You actually
yeah,
survived the zombie apocalypse? In a novel?
More.
More or less? Nice.
No, I mean, it's, I actually just found out that my boss has seen the game.
Oh yeah? What does he think of it?
I don't know if he's played it or not, but I still have a job, so that's
That's a good sign.
a good thing, yeah.
Plumbing shipper. Oh, this is new. You actually give like little titles to the people you rescue now.
Yeah, the civilians are sort of recoded from the ground up. They'll actually kick and punch the zombies now.
Oh good, they're useful.
Yeah, before they would just follow you around and sometimes get stuck, and now they kind of, once they're close to you, they should...
Yeah, I the first time I played it was basically just like, okay, so do the people I saved don't do anything? Like, absolutely nothing. I thought they did nothing. I never saved them that often.
It was just laziness on my part.
Yeah. So this game is mental. I really like this game. But I think we need to turn you up a little bit, man. Are you able to turn your boost up on your microphone or something?
Is this better?
A little bit.
I could speak a little closer too, but I don't want to.
Yeah, get nice and deep like with that microphone a little bit.
Ooh.
Earthy
Yeah.
tones. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, so this zombie has a card over his head? Is that how I get to the next level now? Oh, wow.
It's to open doors.
Oh my god. This is new. Wow, I can open doors in this game now.
Yeah, well, that was the one thing people said. You know, you have all these locked doors, you can't open them, and you can smash all these glass windows, and you can't walk through them. So that was one of the things we improved.
You can walk through glass windows now?
Yeah, once they're broken.
Nice.
It makes sense. Again, just laziness on my part.
It's a game about killing corporate zombies, so what's not to love about that? Oh, a red stapler? That's definitely a reference to something. I don't know what it is, though.
Office Space.
Obviously. I was hoping it was incredibly obvious where we wouldn't need to actually mention it, but...
Oh.
That's alright. So, this game is just so much fun.
I agree.
That's pretty bothersome.
So, since I just saved your life and everything, do you want to maybe go out sometime?
There's something I just have to overhear.
Okay, I'll catch up with you later, after the zombies and stuff.
Very
Hey,
good.
you forgot your baseball bat. You mind if I use this? Because of the zombies and stuff?
Alright. So in this game you can pick up chairs and throw it at people as well, and so I had a habit of like breaking everything in an entire level when I played this the first time.
Yeah. Therapy.
Break everything. Oh, I found the guy with the baseball bat. Card already. Well, what was that? Telephone handset. Club you. What? Oh my god. Nunchucks. I like it. So on top of the weapons that you get by just completing the levels, you also find stuff in the world now?
Yeah, people complained that it was too slow that you just got one weapon every level.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the weapons you can an hour earlier.
Oh, yes. So how many extra levels did you add? Because I think the first one was like, what was it, 10 or something?
I think I added 4. I removed one of them though, so I think in the end the total is not quite right, but this is a new one. Basically the new cutscenes. If you played the zombies through, you'll notice the new cutscenes. I think there was 4 of those. It wasn't quite ludicrous enough, so I had to go full nuts on it.
Full nuts. So how's the reception been in this game? I mean, I know I personally liked it, and I talked about it as much as I could, but is there anyone else that sort of picked up the baton for this game?
Really. I've had a couple, there's been good reviews, but mostly it's just the soundtrack that shines, and that's sort of what resonates with people. So,
yeah.
I mean, I wrote the music too, and it was sort of the game was actually secondary to it. I thought, if I didn't have enough money to produce 30 music videos, so I thought if I released 30 tracks and put it to a game.
Okay, so you mentioned that so the music obviously came first, but like, what what was the original plan for the video tracks then? Was it something similar?
Well, yeah, I mean, it just started off that I was going to do one little music video with this guy running around smashing an off or something. I thought, no, this is going to make a great game. I might as well just make a game for it. I know I have all the music and I can do the graphics on my own, so it just slowly came together.
How much of a process was that? Like, how long did you spend on putting it all together versus how long you spent making the actual music?
The music, I mean, a lot of those tracks were, 2, 3, 4 years old by the time I started making the game already.
Wow. Okay.
The game took a lot longer than I would like to admit.
That's pretty much indie developing in a nutshell, I think, though. God, it's so satisfying to break shit, man. You did good with this. So satisfying, man. So we got a question from chat here. Any chance of making it moddable?
Probably not. Just because the way I programmed it was very... let's just say I'm not a great programmer. And in order to make something moddable, you really have to know what you're doing from the beginning.
That's true. You could also just expose a lot of the background workings of it and then let modders do what they do best, break shit.
That's true. I hadn't considered that.
Yeah.
I just thought, because I know it's a pain in the butt to just build a level, because my level editor sucks. So I didn't think anybody would want to, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, like, if people are making mods for, like, games that have zero support whatsoever, I'm sure that they could do something like this. Is it, like, all tile-based or something like that?
Yeah, and building the tiles, there's a separate utility to build new tiles, and there's a separate utility to do the cutscenes and stuff like that. And there's a separate utility to build the map, and it's a pretty involved process. But there's no technological reason why I couldn't open that up and let people do it. And it just never occurred to me that somebody would want to do that on purpose. It's brought me to tears more than once. So
what? I'm not allowed to kill everything? I'm not allowed to blow up everything. Mate, you're breaking my heart here.
It's a challenge.
Challenge level? This must be one of the new things. I can't help it. Swinging a telephone around on a cord and just break a window. It's hard not to do that. So how do I get the zombie meat? It's on the bar there, or I guess it's not highlighted yet.
The zombie meat?
Yeah, the zombie... who drag the zombies out of the The lure, whatever it is that you made. Oop. Unless I'm reading the wrong thing here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. It just said, oh, the taser. Taser's over there. I'll go pick that up.
Well, that's gonna come in handy.
And this will not affect objects around me, I guess. Very
Yeah.
nice. My favorite part of this game, though, is just listening to the zombies and what they say. Like so the lingo, the jargon that comes out of the zombies. Like, can you elaborate on like where the inspiration from that came from?
Yeah. That actually started completely separately from anything. That was just a text file that I was actually compiling that contained things that people had actually said to me in meetings or on phone calls.
God, are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, we've elaborated on it. There's a lot of really ridiculous stuff in there now, but it originally started out as about 100 things that were just completely ridiculous.
I
That were
assume synergy is one of those things.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tough talk.
Hey, we got a fire extinguisher.
In handy.
Assessment. This game. Yeah, I'd recommend that everyone has a go at this game because it is just ridiculous. And I will beat the drum of this game for as long as I can.
Great.
Great. Perfect.
I do actually have a couple soundtrack codes and some Steam codes here if you
Oh,
want them.
fantastic. Yeah, you drop them in the chat whenever you feel like it, man.
Into the Skype or?
No, into the chat. Just throw them in there.
Alright.
First come, first serve. Everyone can get a hold of them if they wanted to. You just so where do they go to redeem the soundtrack code?
I'll put that in there too.
All right. So I guess yeah, everyone get your fingers ready.
Get your fingers ready.
We're gonna fing so hard, it's gonna be gross. Ah.
Boom.
All right. There you go. Redeem that as quickly as you can. All right. So here's my first boss fight. I'm pretty sure this is still the first boss. I could be wrong though. All right. Oh, he's changed. I don't think he was like this the first time. Ah, shit.
So the level got a bit more detail to it, and you can actually deflect a lot of the boss weapons and stuff that they throw at you. You can deflect a lot of them with swords or basic stabs.
Oh, I see. I like the little @ symbol that he sends at you.
It's red tape.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was the @ symbol. The red tape makes more sense.
You know what? They both make sense, really.
Yeah. Damn it, Tim. I think one of the there was one boss that I had particular trouble with. I can't remember what it was now, but it was like one of the later ones. I think the second last one or something like that. Yeah, I just had like a lot of trouble with that boss. I'm not sure why. Oh, killed him. Take it, Tim.
Yeah, they can get really tedious. I tried to spice it up a little bit. I think they're better now.
Oof.
Not a zombie. You are so a zombie. Look at you with your smug little tie, and you're covered in blood.
You're covered in blood too. I'm not a zombie.
Prove it.
I haven't said a single buzzword or tried to delegate anything to you. I'm not a zombie.
Delegate.
You make a valid point. You make a valid point.
Look, we'll be safer if we just stick together, so why don't we team up?
I don't know, boy. Do just fine on me.
Well, can I at least borrow your chainsaw for a bit?
No, you cannot borrow my chainsaw.
Just a quick go, come on.
No, you can't have a quick go. I brought this little beauty from home. You think management would ever cough up enough money to buy me such a decent piece of machinery?
Why would you even have a chainsaw in an office building anyway?
I'm the groundskeeper, you twat. Who do you think trims the shrubberies? No one, I suppose. I suppose the shrubberies trim themselves. You're sounding more like a manager every second, boyo. You better watch yourself. I have no qualms about putting a chainsaw.
So
in
most
your
of the
face.
characters in this game, I guess, are inspirations of real people.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Some of the bosses are, yeah, but for legal reasons, no, they are not.
Great, I can smash things again. I like your answer for that, by the way, but it basically confirms my suspicions all the same.
Originally, they were actually named appropriately, and then I thought, no, if I do release this game and it does get some traction, I'm gonna regret that. So
That must be one hell of an internal. Oh. So is there any reason for me not to destroy everything in an office? Because I really want to.
no, I think only that one level. Every other level, it's
A level
deep.
showing you how to use a taser.
As I was developing it, I think I spent most of my time just walking around destroying stuff, and then I realized, hey, I'm supposed to be debugging here. I'm supposed to be testing something, and it was just, you know, a half an hour into smashing a whole level.
No, it's incredibly satisfying, dude. You've done really well with it. Like, normally, I don't worry about that sort of stuff, but you know what? Fuck office supplies, right? Who needs them? Who needs them? And I just died because I'm terrible at video games. Alright, here we go. I think I was using the taser last time. It's more effective than the baseball bat. I've noticed that they tend to drop like ammo for what you're using now as well, rather than it just being
Yeah, it's more likely that they'll drop whatever you're using.
That's nice. Just keep using whatever you want.
I don't know if it's counterintuitive though. I've seen a lot of people play it and they won't use the weapon they want to use because they're trying to get ammo for it, but
Yeah.
now they're less likely to get ammo because they're not using it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I don't know how other games do that. I just thought it would be a nice feature, but maybe
No.
it was.
The only thing I can say is that other games tend to just be like, well, you passed an area, so here you go, have every type of ammo you could possibly need. And that could go either way. Jane, the bathroom upgrader. Oh, good job, Jane. Glad someone's doing that job. Oil mason. Jeez, what type of office place is this?
Have you worked in an office?
No, I've sold video games just about all of my life. So I can't say I've ever worked in like a generic office place. But it's
Some of the actual names of people who work in offices, you wouldn't believe the titles.
yeah, okay, so that is a very American thing, I'm going to be honest with you, because in Australia we don't really we don't really deal with titles per se. But over here everyone's absolutely obsessed with them. It like defines your pay rate, it defines everything like that, and it's kind of sad, really, but like everyone's so obsessed with like changing their title to something that you can assume is more of a position than say associate or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you get people who have like coordinator or director in their name, and they actually they're responsible for something, but no, they're just answering things like anybody else.
Oh, I got fireball taser. This is great. I'm gonna keep using it. Fuck the police. I do what I want. So satisfying, man. It really is. I just got a pencil. Sharpened pencil. Throwing knives at the game. Confirm or deny. Okay.
Pointed sticks.
It really is a throwing knives at the game. I like it. More pencils for the pencil god. So do the civilians die anymore?
Yeah,
They do die.
they might be a bit stronger now because they had to fight
Yeah.
rather than just be cannon fodder. But
Yep. Yeah. So they used to be really weak.
see, one of the issues that I faced was that I'm not really a gamer, so I don't know what people expect from a game, and so a lot of the things like keeping score and trying to get a top score and play with friends and try to compete and stuff like that, I was totally lost on me. I thought, who cares? I'll just have a little score screen at the end, and no one's going to pay attention to it. But apparently, people really dig that stuff.
I like seeing how many things I destroyed.
Sweet Jane.
Just got the chainsaw. What's up? What's up, world? Got the chainsaw. Zombies are more dangerous when they have arms and legs. Chainsaws can remove arms and legs and thus makes them less dangerous. Synergy. Oh, he's turning into a zombie. bite your arms off? He says as he's using his chainsaw. That can't be. That's not right. Oh look, that you can actually cut their limbs off now. That's really cool. You thought of everything. It's like you know what the pleasure center of my brain is and you're tapping into it.
They say write what you know. So.
Alright, so I have a question. How does a person like this guy here... Is he even named, by the way? What was it?
Dude.
Dude. Oh, that's... Yeah, okay. Alright, so how does Dude tell that one's a zombie and one's not a zombie? Because from what I can tell up at this angle, everyone looks the same. Except for the guys that are saved. Because they're not doing anything.
Have suits on.
Oh! Oh! I did not notice that until now. You are absolutely 100% correct. Well, considering you made the game, that makes sense, but...
Yes, I would know a thing or two about the game.
Oh, you hope so. I just made it, I don't know. I know nothing. I'm out of chainsaw, guy. Go. Oh, the baseball bat shoots fire now. What up?
I love when I can see bugs during gameplay.
Oh, like the people just standing there?
Yeah, it's great.
No one noticed that until you pointed it out. I wasn't going to say anything, but, you know. Whatever floats your boat, guy.
Update.
How do I get in there without the card now? Oh, I can go up here, I guess. Look at this maze. Oh, need that lady. Come here, lady. There you go. Eat pencils. There's some dangerous ass pencils. In another life, he could have been a professional baseballer. Organization collector.
Gotta collect them. All.
Just like business cards, right?
Yep.
You have far too many business cards as it is.
I think one of my favorite things, and really the whole backbone of the game to me, was having the splatter of all the blood and just broken crap everywhere.
No, yeah, it's gratifying, man. So like, at what point when you were making the game did you sit down and go, you know what, this is actually a lot of fun? Like, I'm sure there was a point where it wasn't like amazing. And then he just kind of worked on it for a while.
Yeah, you think, hey, this is great. This could be something. No, this is crap.
Yeah. So how far in were you when that inspiration finally hit?
It oscillated back and forth over a period of many months.
I see. Well, so like, there must have been like a point, like when you added something. Maybe it was the destructibility.
I think actually the first time I thought it was really cool was when I just had the dude running around and there was a bunch of zombies that just sort of, they all grouped in on him, and it was just like, wow, it's like they're actually zombies, you know? They're not reasoning, but they're doing what I'm telling them to do, and it was like this emergent behavior that was really simple, but it was like, I programmed that, holy crap.
I love this cutscene in particular because this is where you get the pistol, or the NPC that uses the pistol. And I noticed that if you notice, he shoots the floor and blood comes out. And I assumed that was because something you coded in the game and you couldn't work out how to remove it at first or something. Is that how it was?
That's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah. And you're like, well, the blood comes out of the things when I use the pistol. I don't know why. I'm gonna keep it though.
Well, the problem was, like, when you're aiming, the user doesn't really know if you're aiming at the floor or something that's like 3 or 4 feet above the floor.
Right, yeah.
So I made the game assume, okay, you're shooting at the floor wherever that marker is. So
yeah.
the floor has to bleed because it has to show you that the bullet is actually going there. So
I just love it. He's just like, well, I could make it a story thing, I guess. I mean, fucking, I don't know.
You caught on to me.
Hey man, I've been doing this for a long time. It's so like I don't know if you intended to make it that obvious, but you made it obvious.
Just thought, you know, people wouldn't notice. Nobody's that observant. I still don't have a better idea of how to solve it.
It makes me feel better that my suspicions were a little correct in this case. I like how you can shoot through the walls as well. Not sure if that's like an intended bug or whatever, but I'm doing it. I'm not going to stop doing it either.
Actually, in the early versions of zombies, you could, even with a baseball bat, you could hit guys on the other side of the wall. So that was it.
It's assuming you can get close enough anyway. Yeah. So I think at one stage I decided that I would destroy an entire level. I didn't get anything for it, which is kind of disappointing. Aside from a number.
You should get an achievement or something, right?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Destroy all the levels. I got, what the hell is that? A shotgun. What? You just get shotguns randomly? Wow.
It's a crazy world we're living in.
Some guy has it next to his liquor bottle at work.
Why not?
Come here, zombies.
Again, that was actually something that we did address again in a cutscene because we couldn't really explain why there would be firearms in an office. But
It's America, so...
it's Canada, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Maybe I need to pay more attention to the storyline.
Yeah, stop nitpicking the...
The pistols. Weapon, buzzword, vomit, strength, 2,500 health. I like the S on that, that's nice.
We did... Actually, when we got greenlit, the plan was that we were going to do a bunch of achievements and everything like that, but the compiler that we use is actually not supported by the Steam API, so there was a couple weeks of achievements and unlocks that I spent a couple weeks basically coding all that stuff in, only to find out that I couldn't compile it and couldn't use it with Steam, so we ended up just releasing it on Steam without any of that stuff. And we got a fair amount of flack for that, too.
Really? Do people care that much about achievements? Because I know I certainly don't, but... I guess people need to achieve something when they play a video game, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's about showing off or just that sense of, hey, yeah, I earned that electronic graphic on the screen.
Well, I certainly don't need it. What I need is more justification for killing this guy. Eat staples. Oh wow, who can break the wall and let zombies in now? That's interesting. Stop puking on me, boy. God.
The vomit is a little bit more visible now, too.
Yeah, I don't remember what it looked like before, but I can
It was
actually...
fun to see. People were complaining that they were getting hit with too much vomit.
That is something to complain about, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy about that.
I've run out of weapons that I can throw. Flamethrower, I got pencils. Pencils. Wow, the pencils are actually, like, destroying this guy. Kind of ironic that a guy who works in an office would get killed by pencils.
I don't make the rules.
I just break them.
Yeah.
Alright, chainsaw time. God damn it, stop moving. Got him. Oh, I like the little death animations you got in there now too, by the way. That's pretty classy.
Yeah, they were actually in there in the original version, but you couldn't see them usually because they happen so fast, so now we had to do the big
Zoom in. Yeah.
blood splatter, yeah. Just to call attention to the fact that he is actually exploding.
So here's the shotgun animation. Normally this is the level when you get the shotgun, but I've already got the shotgun. So, you know.
Yeah, so this totally doesn't make any sense. But again, laziness. I wasn't about to redo this cutscene. I got the shotgun.
Ah, screw it. Who needs it? It's good. Whatever. I mean, maybe they missed the shotgun. I don't know.
The integrity of the plot is not my concern anymore.
It's someone else's job.
It starts to fall apart anyway. Wait, so
Aye, it does, but that doesn't matter because you're killing zombies in an office environment. I like how they gave me a shotgun, but I have no bullets for it, and I can't use it. Son of a bitch. So how do you get ammo for guns that you don't use then, if they have no ammo in them?
you can still get. It's just basically random. If you have another weapon, use another weapon. You might get the
Aha! Ammo for the shotgun. Finally, I can use it. So, working in pixels, would you do it again?
I said that I wouldn't, and now I am.
Yeah.
I think they can get.
I tend to find that anyone who sort of like works in pixels, especially when they have to like draw a lot of assets, the moment they change something fundamental about the game, it kind of breaks everything. Simply because it's like, oh, now I have to redo all the pixels, and instead of it just being like something simple to change, it's normally like a lot of work to change it. Man, my comrades are getting destroyed this round.
Funny story about that. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the, like the original Zombies like marketing posters that I did or anything like that. But for a good couple of months, the original designs were apparently they were very, very similar to some of the characters in Swords and Sorcery.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Absolutely. So you made you guys a little more chunky?
I had to make it a little more chunky. I didn't want the lawsuit there.
Oh, they don't really own a style. I mean,
well, that could be argued either way. I mean, you look around at you Google pixel art, and that style is pretty much omnipresent now.
yeah, it's prolific. It really is.
At the time, like they got in touch with me. They said, "You know what? We're not quite happy about it." They didn't threaten me or anything. Like they were really, they were nice about it. But they were saying, "Hey, we're getting some people saying, you know, is this your product?" and that. So I didn't want there to be any confusion, you know.
Makes
So
sense.
I said, well, we'll go through, and so that was all the cutscenes. Basically, you had to get bigger heads and fatter legs, and all the graphics in game. So it was a couple weeks of intense work.
Well, there you go. That's why you don't work in pixels, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because guaranteed to make your life horrible the moment you need to change. I mean, if you from the get-go don't change anything, fine, perfect. Keep using pixels.
Or hire somebody else to do pixels for you.
That's it. That's it. You're onto it. Do that 4 times. Well, I'm missing a lot of the dude sayings here. So, is it the dude or just dude?
Just dude.
Oh yeah.
You know how I know you're a zombie? Mostly because of you just tried to eat my face.
People thought that was a Big Lebowski reference, but again, just laziness.
That's true. It's true. Plus, you know, there's also like games like you know, I don't know, Doom that calls their guy like Doom guy rather than like naming him. That always is good. You're not alone in the laziness department, my friend. I think I'm just gonna stick with the shotgun now. I've also noticed there's a lot less power-ups in the game. Like you maybe get like 1 or 2 a level, rather than like the whole like run around crazy, get 4-time multipliers and shoot fireballs out all the time.
Yeah, I think it was balanced a little bit more. I think it depends on your difficulty setting too.
Oh, there's a difficulty setting? I had no idea.
Somewhere in one of those menus. Oh, we had a gamepad support too.
Oh, nice.
Though personally, I don't know how anybody can play a game like this with a gamepad.
Let me try it. I got one right here.
Oh god.
Do I have to restart the game to plug it in, or can I just plug it in?
I don't know.
Let's try it. Let's break the game.
I bought a gamepad just to implement this feature, basically. So I hadn't ever played a game on the gamepad.
Whoa. You move a shitload faster with the gamepad. Holy crap. What the hell? How do I shoot guns? Oh god, I have dynamite! What the hell is going on here? Wow, you move so much faster. So, like, is the cursor supposed to say, like, oh my god, the cursor moves so quick?
Yeah, there's a sensitivity slider for that. You might wanna...
Just, alright, let's take a look here. Oh no, I can only resume. Ah! I think I might just go back to mouse and keyboard. Yes!
So,
the old familiar.
Useless feature implemented at great expense.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Having fun here. Oh.
You know, I don't know if it's maybe not classy for the developer to say something like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a $4 game. Sorry, it's a $4.99 game. You know, what do you expect?
I want the world, man. I paid $4.99 for this piece of shit. Nah. I wouldn't say that either. I'm a nice guy.
Monument Valley. The people were complaining about Monument Valley, saying that $4 was too much, and they wanted a refund.
Why would they buy it in the first place then? That makes no sense.
I agree.
If it's too much for you, then don't buy it. Try. I like how my pencils are like strong enough to block cars. By the way,
The pencil is mightier than
a lot of the weapons.
Yeah.
Put this fire out with the flamethrower. You don't want anything burning unnecessarily now, do we?
Safety first.
Yes. Safety first. I'm out of fire extinguisher. Well, the world will have to burn now. Keyboard assembler. My god. What a terrible job that is. Client architect. I don't even know what that job is.
You've never architected a client book?
Implement. I can't talk. Forget it. I'm not saying that word because I can't say it. Turgid. Implement. Phone shipper. Activity fabricator. Phone operative. Healthcare producer. Wow, did dude just say that his anus is bleeding? That's interesting.
It might be bleeding.
It might be bleeding. You might need to get that checked out. Oh my god. Holy shit, everything's blowing up. I'm dying. Didn't dispatch all the zombies, but I saved 17 of 19. Pretty good at this game. I won't muck around. Arnold. Zombie minions, 500. Strength. Watch out for the project managers that spawn out of Arnold. Lovely. Shoot them with power-ups and ammo. Four power-ups and ammo. Whoa. He's just reforming.
I just running out of ideas at this point.
You just like make him just shoot other zombies out?
Yeah.
Why not?
What are you gonna do?
Make a stink about it. I don't know. Have you had anyone complain about your game? Like in particular, like anything?
Yeah, you get haters for everything. I mean, a lot of people are, and I think rightfully so. A lot of people are kind of sick of pixel art at this point, just because it's everywhere.
You kind of got a point there. It is everywhere. It's mostly because it's like incredibly easy to implement in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's Maybe that's good for young developers who need that sort of thing. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a low bar for entry. I mean, you don't have to buy an expensive 3D program to make a game.
that's it. Wow, did he just like fall around his tie and die? Tie dye? Ooh, I laugh. I crack myself up.
It happens.
Yeah, why is there two guys fighting swords in here, by the way?
Again, just ran out of ideas, man.
The fact that the zombie was able to use a sword is pretty interesting in the first place. Is this a Highlander reference, by the way?
Oh yeah.
I have your woman, Highlander.
How else are you gonna get a sword into an office building?
That
Somebody's got to bring it in there. The most obvious choice to bring in a sword to me would be the Highlander, but I mean he's gonna be a zombie, so.
zombie Highlander, yeah.
But of course we can't admit to that for copyright reasons.
You look like you sound like a zombie. Are you a zombie? Back up, zombie.
Copyright
Back up,
violations.
zombie. I got shotgun.
It all makes sense now.
I friggin' warned you, zombie.
That makes so much more sense. Got him.
Just as it is my fate.
Yeah, it's true. You don't need an expensive 3D program, but have you tried to actually use Blender? Blender's great if you know how to use it. Personally, I do not.
When one day I would become Shogun. Use your flashlight to spot zombies. Lighting things on fire can brighten your day. Become Shogun.
In a normal game, you'd think that those were plot points and there was actually a point, and that maybe you would become Shogun, but you do not.
You just walk around with a sword instead.
Yeah, I pretend.
Maybe that makes you Shogun. I don't know. I've never actually been a Shogun, so I couldn't tell you.
True. I mean, if you just say I'm Shogun, who's going to say you're not? I mean, you've got
Definitely.
the sword.
I mean, like, what about if some guy's like, but I'm a Shogun, and then you're like, well, how do I know you're a Shogun? You know, are you going to believe him as well? So it's full circle. Comes full
Right.
circle.
Unless he has a certificate.
Certificate of Shogun from the school of Shogun City.
You never know, like the University of Arizona online, Shogun Academy.
Yeah, learn how to use a sword and be one with your ancient heritage.
Bachelor of Shogun.
It's management training cocoon. People get sucked in and managers come out. Kill it dead before it bursts. Oh jeez, I couldn't even read that. A project manager at you. Oh man, got it. Oh shit, zombies. The only complaint that I still probably have about this game is that the car alarms are pretty loud.
Intrusive, even.
You could say that they're designed to be loud or something.
It's hard when you're making a game. You want there's a trade-off, right, between how real is it going to be and how fun is it going to be. And yeah, car alarms are supposed to be loud, but loud car alarms are also not fun. So
No, especially when you can't hear what the dude's saying, you know?
it's true.
Which is probably the more important part of the whole like exchange between like a zombie apocalypse and a man shooting a car with a shotgun.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write that down. Bug fix.
Lower car sounds, because, I don't know, some guy on the internet told me to.
Okay.
Expect to see a patch under 0 by tomorrow.
I'll get right on that.
Cool, thanks dude.
I'll delegate that to somebody on the team.
I'll, you know, look at outside sources to fix this bug for me.
We're gonna have to form a committee first to evaluate
Alright.
the current volume.
We'll have a stand-up meeting tomorrow about this committee meeting.
To establish a baseline.
Yeah, obviously, because everyone's a little confused right now as to what's going on, so we kind of need to work
Get it
together.
right. Get it up to speed.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
Gotta start rowing in the same direction.
Yeah, correct. Yes, we got to get on the same level, you know.
And we'll run it up the flagpole,
Yep.
the flagpole, and see if it flies.
Yep, yep. I'm sure the big shots upstairs will appreciate this. You being so. God damn! I think I dropped the ball on this one.
I have 10 years of experience.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
You got me there, dude. You got me there. Holy shit. And I am here to kick ass. What officer has Uzi? Let him use it. Keep him close. Kick ass.
So this is where the plot really just fell apart.
And no kidding, this guy's like kicking some butt.
Hey, zombie fucker.
The only other thing that I can see being an issue is like if you kill the guy with the credit card or the I don't know what you call it, a key card.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard to know where the key card is.
That's true.
You know, that's just my opinion. And what is it worth? Probably not a lot. Probably not a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh god, that guy looks sick. Could have put him out of his misery. What is that I picked up? A Molotov. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even know what the purpose was of those guys puking. I thought at some point I thought maybe they're halfway between becoming a zombie, but then I also started thinking maybe they're just guys who are like sick. They just have food poisoning.
So they're just like regular dudes.
Yeah, and you're just an animal.
You know, I like to imagine this game where it's like, you are an animal, and it's like you're basically just murdering a bunch of people in the office because you've gone postal, and this is your justification for it.
I actually planned a bonus round where you played the zombie, where you realized that you were the zombie and everybody else was just trying to do their work.
And you're like, and then, oh my god.
It's too much work, so I just said...
That's kind of ironic in itself. Oh god. You crack me up, dude. This fireball, I'm all about it.
I think we had smoke in this version too. I think zombies didn't have actual smoke. It was just the flames. Because, reality.
Reality.
This is supposed to be the most accurate simulation that we have for corporate lifestyle, so...
Well, it does say it in the title, so...
Must be true.
Must be true. I like how at the end of every level the guy dies.
Hey, can I maybe get your aviator glasses too? They're pretty sweet. No, I'm just gonna wait until you die, and then I'm gonna take them. You don't have a mustache.
How else are you gonna get that? How else are you gonna get the Uzi? I don't know. Just find the floor at an office? That's ridiculous. Why would it be there?
At this point, I don't think we really need justification for finding weapons. Aviator glasses or not, you still have an Uzi, and that's pretty cool. Shoot anything that moves. Alright. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is the bee's knees right here. Better be dropping that ammo for me, zombies. Where I'm going, I need Uzi ammo. Oops. So do the cups of coffee do anything? Are they just like health?
Just health, yeah. There used to be little red plus signs.
Yeah, I think that was a little more obvious, but like...
It was, but then people were complaining. They said, well, it's an office, there should be coffee. So I made them little and big cups of coffee.
I
listen to user feedback once in a while.
At a certain point, you kind of have to tune that shit out and just go, nah, dog, that's not right.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are like, well, you've got to have multiplayer support, and I just don't realize how much work that is.
Multiplayer? Yeah, you're right, it does need it. Oh my god, you're right.
I love multiplayer support and realistic physics and, shadows and ray casting.
You got shadows in the game, what are you talking about? I can see a shadow on the dude right now.
Yeah, they're fake.
Gotta get some God rays up in here, though. Jesus Christ. This isn't a modern game. There's some God rays in it.
How dare I? How dare I charge $5 for this?
Doesn't even have realistic physics in it. You think some amateur made this game or something like that?
Yeah. I think it's pretty good for a budget of 0.
Oh, you made it on a budget of 0? That's pretty neat. Still not God rays, though. I'm gonna keep pressing that point until it happens.
The game prototype that I'm working on now, I actually did hire an artist because I learned my lesson. I said, no, I'm not going to do everything. I'm going to hire an artist.
That's the best way to be, man.
Yeah.
You said something at the start about like how you don't really play games, but you make games.
Apparently.
What started that craze?
I don't know. I do know. I have a friend who started getting into iOS programming, and he had an idea for a game, and it wasn't a great idea.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he was going to do it, and it was pretty easy. So I thought, well, if he can do it, I can make an iOS game. So.
And then live off the money. Hell yeah.
Raking it in.
Oh yeah. Make that sweet, sweet cash.
So the Zombies was released on the App Store, and it made like $4. So
That's
that
almost the exact price of the game in real life.
Yeah. But
Weird.
nobody could find it because it's called Zombies. And I never released the update for Corporate Lifestyle Simulator, so the App Store version is still up there, but it's not selling.
Oh, that's a disappointment. Is it like on-screen controls, I assume?
Yeah. I mean,
I've never really been a big fan of those anyway, so it might just be that, or it might be a lot of things.
Well, you can't find it anyway. I mean, you search on the App Store for Zombies, what do you get?
Yeah. But maybe if you change the name, it might be easier to find.
That's what the plan was, but then I looked at how many hours of my life I spent porting it over to iOS, and I don't want to do that ever again.
Seems reasonable to me. Just don't do it. But the PC has been pretty successful with the release of the game, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the bar is for success, to be honest.
Yeah, people gave you feedback, maybe that's the bar. Wow, this level's pretty tough.
The soundtrack is actually selling a lot better than I thought it would. So I mean, I guess I could say that's a success. It's not as successful as a lot of other game soundtracks, but
I think it's pretty rad. I mean, I gave it an award, so I think it's pretty good. And my awards are pretty intense award. Yeah, prestigious as hell, man. Absolutely prestigious. So this is where the game actually starts getting a little bit interesting, because the zombies don't seem to die that quickly anymore. So it's like going through this gauntlet of zombies.
yeah, a lot of people complained that there wasn't in terms of achievements and unlocks and stuff, there wasn't that feedback, so that they didn't get the sense that they were achieving anything. But I thought, well, it's more interesting to me if I can complete the level just by running through, or smashing all the things, or not, or killing out all the zombies. I mean, every level will end if you just kill all the enemies on it.
Yeah.
You reach the end or not. So I thought giving them the option to do it however they want would be better. But it's like, no, they want to be force fed, complete it in this way, and then give you a cookie at the end.
And the cookie is virtual, and you can't eat it, and it tastes like nothing.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Well, the game broke, so I think that's a great place to end it.
Uh-oh.
Oh. We're out of time anyway, man, but thank you very much for joining me. It was absolutely a blast having you on here.
That was fun. Thanks for having me.
No worries, man. Alright. So, anything you wanna pimp before you nick off?
No.
No.
But can I give a shout out?
You can. Absolutely give a shout out, yes.
On EFNet Buzz. There's probably only like 2 of them, but what's up?
What's that? So you can get Zombies, i.e. Corporate Lifestyle Simulator from Desura. It goes for about $4.99. You said you had, and that comes with a Steam key and DRM free as well. Did you have some keys to throw out in the audience right now?
I do. You want me just to dump them there?
Yeah, just dump them in there, man. First come, best dress. There's also the soundtrack that you can get. Do you have a link for that as well?
I do. Give me 1 second.
Fantastic.
All right, there's some Steam keys.
Oh, boom. They're like joined together. Good luck to everyone.
Crap. Here's return. Strikes again.
Oh, God.
So there's a space between them.
Yes. Probably between the Z and the 0. But which way? You don't ever know.
That's part of the challenge.
God damn it, that's hilarious. Ah, shit. What was the URL to your Bandcamp?
I'll just type that in there.
Alright, cool. Well, it's good having you on, Nick. Definitely have to give you another award this year for your music, so...
All right. Yeah, give me 2.
Yeah, 3. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just half a dozen.
I might have to add your soundtrack to the soundtrack on the show here as well. That would be pretty sweet. I'd do
That
that.
would be awesome.
Alright. I'll talk to you later, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Alright,
See ya.
That was Nick. He makes video games and never plays them, apparently. Which is maybe a good thing. I don't know.